Hi friends, and welcome back to Love to Inspired Handmade. Today is May 29th of 2026 and I am so excited to show you what I'm going to create with you today. It is going to be these fun, look at that, well, there you go. See that? Here's another one. Isn't that cute? So these fun little things are made from our banner tag dies. So these are just fun little translucent banner tags that's got your sequins in them. They would be perfect for gift bags or presents, or maybe you're even doing a little theme party. You can create these and have them with their names on them. I mean, it's just so much fun. But anywho, I'm going to turn the camera down and I'm going to show you all the supplies that you need, and then we'll put it together real fast, okay? So here we go. All right. Now, I am going to zoom out just while we put together all of the things here. So I have in the banner dies, you have a plethora of all the different dies that you can use here. I love that you have just the different sizes. The one that I am choosing is going to, or using today, is the one that's about 3 inches. So you'll have it, get you some transparent paper, anything that you can cut out. Now I'm not going to cut it out with you because I already had this extra piece left over with me playing with them. So I have it. I've got a piece of cardstock that I'm going to be using to cut my die, along with the little bitty holes, and then a designer series paper that is coordinating to what you're using. This one that I chose today will be from the Moonlit Floral Designer Series paper, and then I have the Berry Burst cardstock. You'll also want to have some tear tape, some sequins, scissors, and I'm going to be using the Banner Punch stamp bundle along with that. But anyway, so let's go ahead and cut this stuff out. I'm going to set this to the side, and then I'm going to get my banner on here along with my little bitty circle dots. Now I don't know, I'm going to try to come closer for you so that way you can see all the things a little bit better. Whoa, I got paper underneath me, so it makes it just a tad bit more slippery when I'm cutting stuff out. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Well, of course everything wants to stick. You can tell my blades are getting really worn. I'm gonna have to replace those soon. All right, now make sure we're all in where we need to be. Let me come in a little bit closer, so then that way you can see what's going on. Now, to show you one more time, the first one that I created was this one right here. And when I created it, I didn't have this border around it, but because I used tear tape, you could see the tear tape around it. So I went ahead and cut me a little border with this one, so the both sides, see how it, isn't that cute? And then with the banner tags, I used all 3 of the banners on here, and then just put something fun. So celebrate, cue the confetti, so adorable. And then after I did this one, I went ahead and I tried another one. And when I tried this one, I thought, we have our product of the month designer paper that's out right now, and it is vellum, but it has a real pretty different designs on it, which I ended up just choosing one that wasn't quite so busy to have as my backdrop, and along with the splash of Sparkle DSP. And I did the same thing with my little tags here, so each one has something fun on it. But then you could see when I added a little bit of color with the vellum, you don't actually see the tear tape as well. So I thought, well, we got something going where I didn't have to put the border around it. So I'm going to try the next one with you guys, and that one is using the cardstock. So I'm not quite sure if you're going to be able to see it real well or if it's going to be just right. So let me get my pieces set to the side here. And then, so I start off putting my tear tape all the way around 3 of the sides. So just go through there and put your tear tape on. Now you can, if you don't have the dies, this is something that you can totally do. You know, you can freehand and make you a little banner. I actually, when I saw this idea, it was a pack of these little banners that were stitched. And so my sewing machine, of course, is packed up right now for our move, and I'm not quite sure when I'll get it out. But not only that, it's not really a crafting one for like good for paper or whatever. And I thought, I have the stuff here. We can do this and make it work. So here we go. So this is how I DIYing my little banner tag, and I hope that you love it as much as I do, because it is absolutely adorable. All right, let me get this other piece of tear tape off. Maybe, there it goes. Okay, so now that I got that, I'm going to line this one up the best I can. Hopefully we can do it. We're on camera, so we want to be able to even it out. It is a little more forgiving with it being on the transparency than when it's on cardstock to cardstock, because you guys know that stuff tears, right? So then once I get it down there, I just give it one good little firm push. And so, yep, just like before, you could see sorry, my words are just terrible right now. You can see the tear tape, and I don't really love that. So let's do this, okay? Now I'm going to show you a little trick on how I covered the tear tape up earlier. Now it's a little finicky, and you're going to have to do some fussy cutting, but let me grab a piece of cardstock real fast, and I'm going to use my Peaceful Pine. Let me get a scrap piece out here, and then I will bring you back down to where you can see. I know I have a scrap piece in here somewhere. Does that one fit? Barely, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, so how this works, or how I did it. If you have another way to do this, please let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out another banner, okay? And once after I cut the other banner out, I'm going to get my paper trimmer. Now this is just a little bit extra step, but it is well worth it. Move this out of the way. I wasn't planning on this little part of our tutorial, but hey, it's great though, because now you can see all of the things on how it would work. Okay, so let's get paper trimmer out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about 1/8 down, but not all the way. I want to leave a little bit for this bottom half, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do it again on this other side. And that's because the tear tape is about that wide. You see where I'm going with that? It's about that wide. And then it will fit and cover up the tear tape that we're showing. So let's get our scissors. And you see how we have these little edges right here. So now all I have to do is just basically eye it. Now if you're not comfortable with that, draw you a little line on this bottom little part. I'm actually very much of winging it when it comes to stuff like this. So most of the time it works in my favor, but sometimes it doesn't. So now I have my little M that's going to go right on top of this. So I'm going to add my tear tape to the back of this, and then we'll apply it to our piece of banner. So let's do that real quick. And doing it this way, it eliminates you from like having 4 different pieces around your banner. It gives it a finished look, and it just makes it a little, it's just cleaner. It looks better. Like you put some full blown, I'm gonna push this down because if you know this tear tape, if it's not sealed down real well, when you try to peel the white backing off, all of it comes off. And you're like, oh no, wait, let me push it. So yeah, there's that. Well, great news, guys. So this coming up Monday, I actually close on my house finally. I can't believe it. It seems like that 30 days went forever and ever, but it is finally here. And so we will very soon be hopefully finding us a house in Alabama, and I'm excited of the new adventure. If you're close to that area, give me a shout out. If you are not close to that area, I still hope you tune in and enjoy what I bring to you every week. Okay, so I'm just lining it up here, and it's covering up now. I guess let me get in your camera deal. Okay, so I'm just covering up the tear tape that was seeping through, because that's not pretty. And then, ta-da! Okay, now the fun part. Now with your designer series paper, this is cut at 2 7/8 by 2 inches, and then I scored it at 1 inch. So basically you're just folding that in half. So 2 7/8 by 2, and then you fold it in half, and that's going to be our little topper once we put our little confetti inside of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our confetti over here. I love these little sequins things. I'm going to be using a different bundle of it though, and of course I'm currently, because we're in between houses, I am set up in our room. And you guys, if you've used this kind of stuff at all, I accidentally might have tipped this over before it was sealed, and guess where? I have a whole lot of these pretty shiny sequins all in our bedroom floor. So I have a mess to clean up. Okay, so moving along, I'm going to mix this stuff, okay? I want to add some gold because I really think that this is going to accent the pretty paper that we got going on with the green earthy stuff. And I'm just going to dump this stuff in, and I kind of take turns putting handfuls of it in. Reason, it kind of helps mix it up, but I do stir it up myself too. So I'll just kind of get your finger in there, or if you have some kind of stick or something, especially because I'm mixing 2 different ones up, it's just important to, you know, get it all in there. I did bring, yeah. Hold on. Just enough to give it all the extra little sparkle that it needs. I'm talking, I've got mess after mess here, but hey, creating is fun, and if you're not making a mess, then, you know, magic's not happening. So there you go. Creating magic. One little sparkle sequins at a time. Okay, so now that we have this, when you put this on, you're going to be almost putting it down all the way. Okay, so this is going to still have room to shake, but what we're going to do to seal this, because I know you're probably wondering, well, it can still come out the top, and I'm like, no. So this is how I like to do it. I'm going to go around all 4 sides first. So I go around all 4 of my sides of my designer paper. I love that this is tear tape. Now, sometimes I trim it with my scissors, but most of the time I just tear that stuff because that's what it's made for, right? All right, now where my score line is, right in the center, I'm putting some tear tape on each side of that. And that is because that's going to seal that up where none of my sequins are going to escape. Because once this thing is finished, we don't want no escapees here. So then pull this tear tape off, go all the way around my corners, just like so. All right. Now this is where I accidentally spilt it earlier. Now I like using my grid paper, so I just kind of square this up on here, and then I'm putting this halfway in between the top and the bottom. So before I completely push down, I make sure it's where it needs to be lined up. Now I still have this adhesive right here, so that's what's going to seal this guy in. Okay, give it a good little push, and now you have, oh, that light is glaring. Well, so the next thing you want to do is I'm using my 1/8 little circle punch. Now this is perfect because how I do it, especially if you don't want to eyeball it, take your middle piece of your banner here, and I like to line it up right where it is dead center. And then I will take me a pencil. This one's a little bit darker, so it's kind of harder to see. And I come about halfway down and just make me a little mark. So then that way I'm sure that when I slide this little guy in, I just look for, hang on, let me get my sequins down. I just look for that little mark, and then that way my little hole is right in the center. Now the fun part is adding these 2 little guys around it. Now you can put, if you're really good at just dabbing your glue on just a little bit, perfect. Another fun way to use your multi-purpose glue, especially if you usually get a little bit more out than you would like, put a little bit on the side of your grid paper or your mat, because it will clean right off, and that way you can just lightly go around it versus you just dabbing it on here and then you getting way too much glue, and then everything just ends up being super sticky. This one is getting low, so it's a little bit easier for me to control where it don't just ooze out all at one time. So I had 2 of those. They come with the banner punch, and they're not necessary where you have to have them on there. I just thought it was a cute little accent to put right there in the center. So now I'm going to, all my ribbon, you guys, I am so sad. Now my Peaceful Pine probably would match this particular one, but all my ribbon is in a box except for like 5 colors. And I am thinking, oh, it'll be fine. I can't bring everything. So here we are, and I'm constantly going because I need ribbon, and I don't have none of my ribbon, and I am like, ah! So I'm using twine. Twine works great. I'm going to be using my twine, and I put, well, no, I didn't that time. I just cut 2 pieces. I think with the thicker look to it, it just looks great. I mean, it kind of helps fill it in. I don't know what I got going on there. Let me get this work through the back side, and then I just tie it in a knot up here. and then you are ready to go. And I make it a little bit longer because then it is easier, that's right, to tie, especially when you're using big old fingers like mine over here being all clumpy. And then I'll just give him a little haircut. And now you have your little banner. So to finish it off, get that fun little banner punch out, you guys. This is one of my recent favorite little stamps punches. I mean, from the perfect little stamps that it has. Now, hello, this one is absolutely adorable. Cue the confetti, okay? Because we have the confetti for sure. But I just line my little guy up right up in here. Give him a little punch. And then I'm going to, now this one I have to get to the bottom of this one, unless I had a thinner piece, and I don't. I'm just going to punch all of them because I want this little guy out. And then we'll do, whoops, sorry, one more. So we have You Did It, and no, we have confetti. What else do I have? Celebrate. Just because I didn't think that little ink up is just right. Put that to the side, and I'm going to come up here to this one, and then I'm going to punch him out just like so. Now all you got to do is take, where did that little bitty guy go? Right here. And I like to, there's some words on the back of this, and so I like to just make sure that whatever my banner is goes right in between those little words there, and it helps kind of center it up. Fun little tip for you. And is it every time right? No, because look at that one. Nope. I wasn't paying enough attention. It wasn't in there straight. But it is okay. So then just get you, where did we do with it? There it is. Just get you a little bit more string and then put it in whatever order. So I want to do the confetti, then I'm going to do my berry burst. And of course, it ain't going to want to go through. And then I'll do celebrate, or however you want to dangle this on. Give it a cut, and then we will wrap it around our little banner. It is just absolutely adorable. And then you can come back if you would like and add some sequins to the little banners and stuff, or just leave them alone. So I hope you enjoyed today. Make sure that you jump over to my blog and keep updated with all the fun little things I've got going on over there. If you haven't been over, I would love for you to follow. Oh my goodness. I'd love for you to follow my blog and just be inspired whenever you are needed or would like to. You'll find all my other information up in the descriptions. And yeah, just make sure to hop on and say hello. I always love hearing from you guys. And y'all keep on creating. There it is. Da-da-da! Finally got it done for you. And then here you go. Aren't these, oh, got that one upside down. Adorable, adorable, adorable. So thanks for watching, and I will be back next week at 4 p.m.